Welcome, this is our re-record of Barreless because we had so many technical difficulties today with our Zoom. So sorry again for those who joined us and kept having to deal with that cutting in, cutting out. But this is going to be the full recording of the whole class as it should have been. So follow along. All you need are some dumbbells, light dumbbells, and a mat. But we'll first quick get a warm up in here. So beginning with a squat and a nice swoopy reach overhead. So wide stance, we'll squat down, bring the arms down. And as we stand, lifting up overhead, get kind of fun with the hands too. Give a little flourish. Just trying to keep that movement as smooth as possible. Good. We try and get a little bit lower to really warm those legs up, open up the hips. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, good. We'll keep our wide stance, arms come out to a T. We'll go to some windmill toe touches. So hinging forward to reach down towards the toes or shins, and we'll lift ourselves back up, squeezing the glutes. Just alternating sides, and really pushing those hips forward to lift. Maybe a side view here. Again, hinge forward, chest down, butt back, and squeeze glutes to lift. Spend about 10 more seconds here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. From here we'll go to a wide leg forward fold. So keeping that stance, we're just going to hinge forward towards the ground. Let the head and neck relax. Let the arms be heavy. Maybe find a gentle sway side to side, or you can always start to kind of shift the legs to stretch out those hamstrings. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. From here we're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. At the top we'll take some nice big shoulder rolls, inhaling on the way up, exhale on the way down. It's really exaggerating that motion, loosening up those shoulders. Good, we'll switch directions, bring them up the back and down the chest, still inhaling up, exhale down. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. We'll finish up with some arm swings. So again, nice and big, letting the arms be loosey-goosey, and feel free to kind of roll the feet out, stretch the toes out, roll the ankles gently, take whatever movements feel good for the low body. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake everything out. We'll get started with our first set here. So beginning with some squats. We'll take a nice wide stance. We'll start with a pulse at the bottom. Move into some heel lifts. So lifting that heel, just peeling it up off the mat, nice and controlled. If this is uncomfortable for any reason, just hold here. Just stay low the whole time. And then finally we'll go to some oblique crunches as we hold, so just dipping that elbow straight to the side, lifting to the center using those obliques. So if you'd like to add a little extra challenge, feel free to hold a weight right at the chest for the first 2, but we will drop those weights when we go to the crunches. So we'll get started with our pulse at the bottom first in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So lowering down, arms can just be right at the chest. And with setting up, we'll focus on kind of pulling those knees back behind us, squeezing the glutes tight, tucking that tailbone down so we're feeling that core engaged. We'll just try to keep the shoulders nice and light, keep them relaxed. Just find an inch or 2 of movement, not a big movement here. It's using those tiny movements to fire up those muscles. Good, we have about 10 seconds, try to get a little bit lower. And next up, heel lifts or hold if you're not comfortable with them. In 3, 2, 1, go. We'll start right leg, so just lifting that right heel up and back down. I'll let you know when to switch sides, but for now, just hanging out here and trying to keep that movement controlled as we kind of just peel that heel up off the mat. We'll get ready to switch to the left in 3, 2, 1. Good, we'll switch. Next chance you get, and peeling those left heel off the mat. And try to keep shoulders relaxed. Squeeze the glutes. Home stretch. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll stay low. If you have weights, gently set them down. We'll bring arms up, elbows wide, and add in those oblique crunches. Bring elbow towards the knee, pulling back up to the center, and using those obliques to lift ourselves up. If legs need a break, feel free to straighten them out. Continue with that crunch, and then get nice and low when you're feeling ready. Awesome work. We don't have too much left here. 10 seconds. Home stretch. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll stand it up. Give the legs a good shake. Moving to shoulders next. You can pick up some light weights. We have a countdown round of flies and overhead press. So for our fly, we're starting with arms at 90 degrees, in line with the shoulders. We'll slowly just bring them in, keeping the weight stacked right over the elbows, and back out. So we're just swiveling at shoulder height, arms at 90 degrees. After that, we'll go to an overhead press, and just pressing straight overhead, right back down, keeping the back flat. So we don't want any arching. We want to tuck the tail, keep it flat, keep the core braced. But we'll start with our flies first. Again, 8 total, then 6, 4, 2. We'll begin in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We'll bring them in and out. Try to hang with me the best you can, but feel free to take breaks when you need to. Here's 5, 4, and elbows, hands stacked. 3, 2, last one. We'll go to overhead press. We'll press and lower. Here's 7, 6, keep the tailbone tucked. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, going back to flies. Here's 6, 5, 4, keep elbows at shoulder height. 3, 2, 1, overhead. Here's 6, 5, stop at 90, 4, 3, 2, last one, going to 4 flies, go center and out. Here's 3, 2, 1, overhead for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last round, hang with it. Here's 2, 1, overhead for 2, and 1. Woo! We'll set those weights down, take a couple swings. We'll get ready to head back to our squat round. So again, option, if you want to hold weights, you can. Don't need to. We'll find that nice wide stance, but toes pointed slightly outward. We'll begin with our pulse at the bottom in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So sinking nice and low and pulling the knees back, squeezing the glutes, tucking that tailbone down, and trying to keep those shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Avoiding any riding up is what I mean. You want to keep them down. Just an inch or two of movement here. Doesn't take much to get those legs fired up. We'll keep breathing through. We have about 10 seconds, so we'll go to our heel lifts. An option to hold instead. We'll start right in 3, 2, 1. So we're holding and lifting the right heels up off the mat, just peeling them up. Just nice controlled, slow movement. We'll sink a ½ inch lower. Good. You're ready to switch to the left in 3, 2, 1. We'll switch sides. Staying as low as you can here. Relax those shoulders, squeeze the glutes. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, one, good. We'll hold low, option, set the weights down, and then we'll bring hands behind the head. Again, start dipping, elbow towards knee, pull to the center, elbow towards knee, pull to the center. Option to stand it up if you need a little breather for the legs, totally fine. Get nice and low when you're feeling ready. Really focus on lifting with those obliques. Dipping straight down to the side. 10 seconds. A little bit lower. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll stand it up. Give the legs a good shake. We'll move on to our shoulder round. Final time here, so you can pick up your light weights. Always an option to follow along without, too, if you ever need to drop them towards the end. Same as last time, we'll begin with our flies first. So arms at 90 degrees. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Spring them in, the back out. And keeping those weights stacked right over the elbows. Here's 6, 5, standing tall. 4, 3, 2. Last one, going to overhead press. Keeping the tailbone tucked down, pressing straight overhead, stopping at 90 degrees. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, back to flies. Here's 6, 5, and weights are stacked. 4, 3, 2, last one, going overhead. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, brace the core, 2, and 1, back to flies. Arms at 90 degrees, elbows at shoulder height. Here we go. Last 2, 1, overhead for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Home stretch, 2 of each. We'll fly. Last one, overhead. We'll press. And last one. Woo! We'll set those weights down. Give the arms a good shake. Take some swings to loosen things up. We'll head to the ground for our next round. So, beginning first with the side plank, you can make your way down. Pick which side you'd like to start with. We have 2 options. So option 1 is going to be taking a knee. So we're going to bend that bottom leg at 90 degrees. The top leg's just going to be straight, in line with the body. We're going to lift up on the elbow, then add leg lift. So keeping those toes flipped up towards the shin and keeping that hip up off the mat. Second option is lifting up on the toes. More challenging option here as we hold, still adding those leg lifts and keeping that hip lifted. So you can pick what option is best for you today. Feel free to mix and match. We have 30 seconds here, beginning in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It's lifting up. And just really slow, controlled leg lifts, no rush. Really focusing on using those hips and glutes to lift, keeping that other hip up off the mat, using the core to do so. We're over halfway through. Here we go, 10 seconds. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From here we'll flip to the center. Going to a kickback series, so we'll start with the right leg. We have 3 exercises, 20 seconds each. Hands are directly below the shoulders the whole time, and working to keep that core braced so our back stays flat. We'll begin with hydrants, so lifting that right leg out, keeping the leg about 90 degrees. Then we'll move to donkey kicks. So again, leg at 90 but kicking up, leading with the heel. And then we'll finish off with rainbows, straightening the leg out, tapping the toes from one edge of the mat to the other, and getting a little lift in between like a rainbow. So again, all right side first. We'll start with those hydrants in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So again, lifting just as far as comfortable, as high as comfortable, I should say. Trying to keep hips pointed straight towards the ground and drawing belly button towards the spine to brace the core. We'll get ready to switch to donkey kicks in 3, 2, 1. Switch to donkey, so kicking up, leading with the heel, and trying to keep the back nice and flat here. Brace that core. Flip those toes up towards the shin. We'll switch to rainbows in 3, 2, 1. We'll straighten that leg out, tapping the toes side to side. Here we go, 10 seconds left. Try to get up a little bit higher in the center. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll take a little stretch back, just shift it back. Shake the tail side to side, and then we'll come back to our starting position. So switching to the left side, same 3 exercises, same timing, starting with hydrants in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So again, lifting, lowering back down. Trying to keep those hips pointed towards the mat, so maybe not getting too high of a lift, and that is totally fine. Good work. We're going to switch to donkey kicks in 3, 2, 1. Donkey kicks, keeping that leg at 90, leading with the heel as we kick that leg up towards the ceiling. Embrace that core nice and tight. Give ourselves a strong base. We'll get ready to switch to rainbow kicks to finish up in 3, 2, 1. Straighten that leg out and tapping side to side. Getting a little loft in between. 10 seconds. Go up even higher. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll stretch it back. Take a deep breath. And then we'll flip to the other side for side plank. So setting up the same way you did on that first side, either on the knee or up on the toes. We'll begin with 30 seconds here in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, lifting up and adding those slow, controlled leg lifts as we use that core to lift that hip up off the ground. And of course, use hips and glutes to lift that leg. Always remember to breathe through here. We're already over halfway. 10 seconds left. Try to get the hip up a little bit higher. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Woo. We'll just flip on over back to the first side we started with. Second, final time through here, setting up the same way. Either knees, toes, or you can mix the two. We'll begin in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, lifting up. And adding that slow leg lift, keeping the toes pointed up towards the shin. Nice control. Try to keep that hip up off the mat. Over halfway through. Focus in here, final 10 seconds. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll flip onto our fronts. Back to our kickback round, starting off with our right side hydrants to start. We'll begin in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, lifting out to the side, back down. Trying to keep hips facing the mat. It's not a ton of movement here. We're keeping belly button drawn towards the spine to brace that core tight. We'll switch to donkey kicks in 3, 2, 1. Donkey kicks, lifting it up, leading with the heel. As we kick up towards the ceiling, and of course, still keeping that core brace tight, so we shouldn't have any arching, keeping that back flat. Going to rainbows to finish up the right side in 3, 2, side here, and straightening out that leg, getting a little lift in between. Keeping that core brace tight. We have 10 seconds left. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll switch sides. Take your time. Getting that left side ready. Again, we're going for hydrants first, 20 seconds. Beginning in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So lifting out and keeping that arm or that leg at 90 degrees. Keeping hips facing the ground and core braced. Keep that back flat. Here we go. We're ready to switch to donkey kicks in 3, 2, 1. Donkey kicks, leading with the heel as we kick up towards the ceiling. Keeping that back flat, avoiding any arching. Brace that core. 5 seconds. We're going to rainbows in 3, 2, 1. Rainbow, straightening the leg out, tapping edge to edge of your mat. Getting a little loft in between. Awesome work. 10 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Flipping onto our other side, second side. Final time with those side planks and leg lifts. Setting up the same way you've done before. We'll begin in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lifting up. Again, just adding those gentle leg lifts. Keeping it controlled, keeping the toes flipped up towards the shin. And of course, keeping that hip lifted off the mat. You're breathing through over halfway. There we go. Final 10 seconds. Pushing all the way through the end. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower down. Flipping onto our backs. We'll wrap things up with some core. So first off, a little combo move. Glutes, core, and upper body. All the good stuff. We have a glute bridge hold and pec fly pulse. So feet are hip width apart. We lift up by pressing through the heels. Then we're going to pulse those weights just above the mat or just above the ground. It's using the chest, using a little bit of the shoulders, and keeping that core brace nice and tight to give us a nice solid base throughout. So we have 30 seconds here total. Feel free to take breaks with those pulses as you need to. We'll begin in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So lifting up and pressing through those heels. Just pulsing, just moving a couple inches and not much needed. We'll draw the belly button towards the spine, brace that core, squeeze the glutes. 10 seconds. Down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can pull the weights to the center, lower down, and we'll set the weights aside. Moving on, we have straight leg pulls. So you can either keep yourself down on the mat, so keep resting the head and neck, starting with one leg, straighten out, or you can take a bend. We're just going to kick and switch, giving a little pull to the leg that we bring in. So always an option to bend, or if you want extra challenge, straighten it out. The second, or another option I should say, lifting yourself off the ground is going to be a little bit harder. And same options, either keeping the knee bent as we pull it in, or you can straighten that leg out. Really working to keep that back grounded down. So you can pick what's best for you. Feel free to play around. You have 30 seconds beginning in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So option 1, head down on the mat, either bending the leg or straightening it out as we pull it in. Option 2, lifting yourself up. Even more challenging. Take breaks whenever you need to. 10 seconds left. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From here we'll rock ourselves to a seated position. Going to a long liver twist next. So keeping hands out, we'll keep them together with that slight lean back, lifting the chest tall, We're gonna slowly just twist to the side, pull to the center, twist to the side, pull to the center. So similar to a Russian twist, but just keeping a nice long lever instead of a shorter one close to us. So we'll get started here, 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So leaning back and just going as far as comfortable. Inhaling as we twist. Exhale as we lift. Or pull to the center, I should say. If you want a little extra upper body engagement, really focus on pressing those hands together. 10 seconds left. Good. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll make our way back to the ground, back to our glute bridge hold, pec fly pulse. So you can pick up your weights. We have 30 seconds. Final time through. Beginning in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lifting up through the heels. We'll have that pulse just above the ground. Really focusing on using those pecs, the chest muscles, to give those weights a little bit of a lift with every pull. Squeezing the glutes, strong belly button towards the spine. 10 seconds left. Breathing through, lift the hips a little bit higher. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll lower down, set the weights aside. Going to our straight leg pulls next, so either head on the ground or head lifted for a challenge. We'll begin in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So pulling in, just switching, and you can straighten the leg, you can bend the leg, whatever is most comfortable. Really focusing on keeping that back grounded down to the mat. Go, breathe, 10 seconds. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. Take a breath, rock side to side. We'll grab behind the knees, roll ourselves up. We'll finish up with our long lever twist. So you get those arms out in front of you. Find a slight lean back. We have 30 seconds here. Beginning in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So twisting as far as comfortable. Pull to the center. So inhale as we twist. Exhale as we lift. You don't need a huge range of motion here. Just finding whatever twist is comfortable for you. We can feel that core work in. 10 seconds. Home stretch. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll find a butterfly stretch. A really brief cool down here. So pressing down lightly on the knees with elbows. Feel great after all that core. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. We'll slowly shift ourselves back, straightening out the right leg. We'll flip the left foot over, so finding just a gentle twist. We'll hug that leg in, and again, gentle twist, opening to the left. Take 2 deep breaths. After the second deep breath, we'll slowly unwind. Uncrossing the left foot, left leg is straight, right leg now flips, crosses over. We'll give a gentle pull, little hug, and opening up to that twist. Sitting up tall for 2 deep breaths. Good. Up to the second deep breath, we'll slowly unwind. You can make your way to standing. One final stretch here, we'll get those shoulders stretched out. So you can take a nice wide stance. Inhale to reach the arms overhead. As we exhale, we'll press the hands over as far as comfortable to find that stretch through the shoulders, the side body. And take 2 deep breaths as we hold. Good. the second deep breath, we'll switch sides, big stretch and reach. Opening up through the chest, the shoulder, down the side body. 2 deep breaths. Good. After your second deep breath, we'll bring the arms back to the center. Release them down nice and big. Take some wrist rolls, and at the bottom, we'll just give everything a good shake, including those legs. Feel free to get some more stretching on your own, but thanks again to those who joined me for the actual live class. Sorry again for the technical difficulties, but hopefully this was smooth and steady. So we'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.